Welcome to the Rustic Garden Homestead. This video is all about soil temperature. That's what's most important when you're thinking about planting transplants into the ground, putting seeds into the ground. It's not the ambient or surrounding temperature. That makes a little bit of a difference. But the root systems of plants, when they get to the right temperature, they accelerate upper growth. Seeds are looking for a certain warmth. So there's no point in really starting transplants really early indoors only to put them outside into cold soil. So you want to figure out what's the general ranges of soil temperature in my area, and I'm going to show you how to do that. It's not going to be the most exciting video visually, but I think it will really help you out, because once you complete a chart like this, you can kind of plan when stuff is going to go into the ground, and I will put a still of this chart at the end of the video. I also have a blog, and we'll link the blog article to the video. Setting up a seeding and transplant soil temperature chart is really the best way to really plan out your season. This allows you to figure out when you're going to put plants into the ground, outside of course, when you're going to start seeds indoors to grow your own transplants. Now there's a lot of columns here, you don't have to use them all. I like to go with, the basic months, the average day temperature, the average night temperature. And all you do is you go onto any search engine and you just say, give me the average temperature during the day in Howard County, Maryland, and you'll get all these numbers. And this is how you populate your chart. For the average soil temperature, you can take a reading, you can take a temperature of the soil, and you're really thinking about the depth, going to a depth of about 4 inches. I usually say 2, 4, 6, 8 inches deep, and it's going to vary. There's no exact way to do this. The reason I'm saying 2 inches, 4 inches, 6 inches, that's 5, 7.5, 10 centimeters, 15 centimeters, that range, is because you're going to be planting your plants at different depths. Temperatures fluctuate and vary across gardens, but if you want to target a depth about 4 inches, that's typically where the root systems sit, and that's what warms up the soonest, from warm rains, from the sun beating down on the soil. So we're generally speaking of 4 inches deep, 10 centimeters deep. That's what you're targeting these soil temperatures to be at. Now, taking the temperature of the soil at 4 inches, 10 centimeters all over your garden, that's a lot of work. So what I came up with is a little bit of a formula to help you, and I'll put the formulas in the video description and in the blog article. It'll be easier, for you to find them that way. Just came up with a basic formula that's going to give you a general idea of your soil temperature. So first thing is, when you're looking here at January and February, you see the average night temperatures are in the 20s. So, and I can't convert this that quickly in my head for Celsius, sorry about that, but that's below freezing right there. So when it's below freezing night temperatures, you take the day temperature, would be 43 degrees, and then the night temperature twice, N and N. So it'd be 43 plus 25 plus 25 divided by 3. And that gives you an average soil temperature of 31 degrees. And that's just an easy way to generally estimate, again, what the soil temperatures are going to be. Coming from cold, winter, into warmth, spring, and summer, remember the first half of each month is going to have cooler soil temperature. As it begins to rain, the rains are warmer, the soil temperature adds up. When your soil temperature is in between freezing, 0 degrees Celsius, 32, and 90 degrees, or 32.2 degrees Celsius, you're just going to take the day and night temperature, like here, 67 and 44, add it together and divide by 2. And that gives you the general, again, soil temperature. So when your temperatures are above freezing and below 90 degrees or 32.2 degrees Celsius, you're just adding day-night temperatures and dividing by 2. As we come over to the later months of summer here in Maryland, when the temperatures are above 60 degrees Fahrenheit at night or 15.5 degrees Celsius at night, we're going to double the night temperature, or double the day temperature, because it's warmer. So let me just be clear. It'll be day plus night. So when the night temperatures are above 60 degrees Fahrenheit or above 15.5 degrees Celsius, we're going to do day temperatures, so it'd be 87 plus 67, and that's going to be about an 80-degree soil temperature. So it's day plus night divided by 3. And this is just to take into account the changing of the seasons. Frozen ground up here, warming rains, warm ground up here. We also have the surface asterisk here. When the sun is beating down at 90, 95 degrees, greater than 32 degrees Celsius, it can heat up that top 4 inches of soil really high. So you want to keep that in mind too, that your soil temperatures are going to fluctuate. What happens in July and August, when surface temperatures are getting above 90 degrees Fahrenheit, 32 degrees Celsius, a lot of your plants shut down. Again, this is just for general planning purposes, gives you an idea of what your soil temperatures are going to be. And then for me, for each month, I know the risk of frost, what month it is, ground freeze. I can start cool crops protected, in January. Warm crops, I can't start in January, obviously. I can start them protected in April. And these are just some other columns that give me an idea of, what I want with respect to, getting the plants out into the ground. And again, I'll do a still photo at the end so you can see all this. So why is this important? And down at the bottom, I have information with Celsius to help you out and some other things. Why is this important? Because it allows you to figure out when you're going to start plants indoors. For instance, I want to get my tomato plants outdoors into soil that's about 60 degrees Fahrenheit, a little bit more, 15.5 degrees Celsius or a little bit more. The roots of the tomato plants and your pepper plants need to be warm. They need those temperatures to really accelerate growth, grow the upper canopy, grow more shoots. Growing tomatoes and peppers indoors for 8, 10, 12 weeks, putting them outside maybe into April soil temperatures when the temperatures are 44 degrees Fahrenheit, getting really cold, they just sit there. They don't grow, they kind of chill, they may turn colors, and they're waiting for the root systems to warm up. So I know that I don't have the right soil temperature really for good growth of the warm crops until sometime in May, and I can target May 1st. So May 1st, I want my tomatoes and peppers to get into the ground. I want to grow, say, a 6-week-old tomato transplant. I count backwards 6 weeks from May 1st. That tells me that I'm going to start my plants somewhere around the middle of March, something like that. If I want to grow my pepper plants 8 to 12 weeks, I'll start at the beginning of March, end of February. This allows me to plan out when to start stuff indoors. This way, I'm not starting too early, then I'm having to hold on to the plants longer than I want to. I can grow them. They'll grow that 6 weeks, then they'll go right out into the soil after they're acclimated to the temperature. There's really no benefit of putting your cool weather crop seeds out early when the temperatures just aren't right. In cold ground, those seeds may germinate, but they could take 3, 4, 5 times longer than seeds that you may start in your house that sits at 65 degrees Fahrenheit, 18.3 degrees Celsius. That warmth gets them germinating. The longer a seed sits in the ground without germinating, a greater chance for molds and fungus and stuff to damage the seed, and it's just not going to germinate. So that makes a big difference too, is when are you putting your seeds out? Like we're inside a greenhouse here at Freetown Farm. Last week we had 7 days of temperatures that got well below freezing. All the crops outside just about were damaged and killed off. Air temperature was the same in here. It wasn't much warmer. Leaves survived because the cool weather crops can take that frost. It was the freezing of the ground outside, the drop in the temperature of the ground outside that killed off those crops. So it's really about soil temperature, soil freeze for the cool weather crops. But I want to stress one more time, is getting your warm weather crops into cold soil as transplants is just going to have the plants sit there. Getting your cool weather crops into soil temperature that's too cold even for them, you just get plants that sit there. You want to time this out so that you match the plant's needs to the warmth of the soil. And just to cut in real quick, one of the ways that I'm using this chart is to grow in this unheated greenhouse. I'm putting in parsley. This is going to be some lemon balm, 2 flats of lavender. I'm doing more than this, but getting started today with these 4 flats. Because we're in a greenhouse. It is unheated. The night temperatures are still going to drop into the 20s. It's going to get cold, maybe a light freeze underground, but the temperatures here are going to act more like March. It's going to be, you know, average day temps will get up into the 50s, and then the night temperatures will be around 34 degrees, almost to 0 degrees Celsius. There'll be nights that dip into colder temperatures, but generally speaking, the soil is going to get warmed up, especially being in smaller containers. In this case, the surrounding temperatures do matter from the heat of the greenhouse. And I'm going to be able to winter sow parsley, lemon balm, lavender. We're doing rosemary, all kinds of herbs and flowers, as I was saying. They will grow slowly, but as the temperatures begin to warm up in February and March, these will be well established with really nice root systems, and they're going to take off and they're going to get large. This only works because the soil temperature is staying at the right range for these cool weather crops to grow. The information that I'm going to go over now is in a blog article that I just posted. I'll put the link in the video description. So when temperatures are below 40 degrees Fahrenheit, 4 degrees Celsius, just about nothing's going to germinate. When you're at 40 to 50 degrees Fahrenheit, 4 to 10 degrees Celsius, some cool season crops like peas, spinach, lettuce, they can germinate. When you're getting to 50, 60 degrees Fahrenheit, that's 10 to 16 degrees Celsius, it's a perfect time for direct seeding most of your cool weather vegetables, broccoli, carrots, beets, etc. And keep in mind that the cool season transplants do better at the higher end of that range. So just because the plants can go out and survive doesn't mean they should go out early, because they're not going to do a whole lot. When you're at 60 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit, 16 to 21 degrees Celsius, that's the general range for transplants and direct seeding for both cool weather and warm weather season vegetables. That means that's a good range. 60 to 70 degree, and again, we're talking soil temperatures. Now, some things to keep in mind is if you sit around and you wait for the temperatures before you put in maybe your lettuce seeds, a cool weather crop, you're waiting for the temperatures to get to 60 degrees or into that optimal range, you may not have a long enough growing season afterwards for that lettuce to fully mature, because as the soil temperature gets warmer for your cool weather crops, very often they go to bolt, produce flowers and produce seeds. So you're really trying to figure out the timing so that you get a long enough growing period of the right soil temperatures for your cool weather crops to fully form, and that you get to harvest, you know, a beautiful head of lettuce. When you get to 70 to 85 degrees Fahrenheit, 21 to 29 degrees Celsius, that's the best time for planting your warm season crops. Tomatoes, peppers, cucumbers. 70 degrees is pretty high. Soil temperature wise, you can get them in much lower than that by a good, 10 degrees. You can, plant them at that 16 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit, 16 to 21 degrees Celsius. And again, please check out the blog post. It'll put all this information right in front of your face, so you don't have to be writing this all down. But you don't have to nail everything perfectly, because if you're waiting for the soil temperatures to get to that warm range for the tomatoes and peppers, maybe again your growing season isn't long enough for them to mature because the frost rolls in. So you're always balancing getting them into the ground at a good enough temperature so they accelerate and grow and germinate, but also so then you have a long enough time for the plants to mature. When you get to above 85 degrees Fahrenheit, 29 degrees Celsius, germination becomes sporadic for most crops. The highest soil temperatures will stress out a lot of your plants, and then the bolting process for most of your cool weather crops definitely starts then. Once you're above 95 degrees Fahrenheit, 25 degrees Celsius, germination may not occur for anything. Plants know the right range to germinate. They know the right range to accelerate growth. They know the right range of soil temperature to stop producing fruits and flowers and stuff like that. So they know how to survive. So we're just trying to match the needs of the cool crops and warm crops to the right soil temperature. Here's a quick look of cool season vegetables and the temperatures they like to be seeded at and transplanted at, and same with the warm season vegetables. And again, this is all in the blog post. It'll be real easy to find the information. These are ranges, so it's important to keep in mind that I don't want you stressing out that you have to nail the optimal range, the perfect range. You're just looking for that general value and match it to the time that shows up in your garden. And that's when you want to direct seed, that's when you want to put in transplants. And generally speaking, the cool weather crops prefer cooler soil, the warm weather crops prefer warmer soil. All this information will give you guidelines to get your plants out at the right time, and that's going to lead to bigger harvests and really a better garden. Thanks so much for watching. I know this video wasn't necessarily visually stunning, but the information is really important. I'm at Freetown Farm. We're doing a variation on winter sowing. We're putting out a lot of our perennial plants and herbs right now. Temperatures in here still get below freezing. Some of the ground may frost and freeze over, but we are growing our perennial herbs, our perennial flowers right now using this method. Again, thanks for watching. Please check out my seed shop at therustedgarden.com. Please check out my blog at therustedgardenblog.com. And pay a little more attention to the warmth of your soil, and you'll find you have to do less work indoors growing transplants. And then when you put plants out, if you put them out into the right temperature, they really accelerate in their growth, they get large quickly, and you'll have a better experience. Thanks for watching.